Gold isn't just for necklaces anymore. It's fueling one of India's fastest growing loan businesses. Now, forget buying bangles or coins. Today, it's all about how lenders are spinning that same gold into serious profit. Are you ready to pull back the curtain to see the real gold behind gold loans? Now, gold numbers are shining bright. Now, it jumped a whopping 122% year on year to 2.94 crores in July 2025. And gold loans share of overall loans also doubled from 0.6% in FY24 to 1.1% in FY25. Gold loans are glittering, literally speaking. And who's laughing their way to the bank? Players like Muthoot Finance, posting back-to-back yearly revenue growth about 25% since Q2 FY24. So let's dig in. What's really happening in the gold industry? And let's also meet the two heavyweights here, Muthoot Finance and Manappuram Finance. Now, Muthoot Finance flexed with a 41% jump in gold loan AUMs. Meanwhile, Manappuram clocked an 18.7% growth in FY25. What's driving this? The shiny surge in gold prices. Now, gold is up 52% this year. And in the past 10 years, CAGR, 15.6%. Just compare that with Nifty 50's 13.35%. Gold beat Nifty. Imagine that. In plain English, gold has been a solid performer over the decade. From FY20 onwards, gold prices shot up from 38,590 rupees per 10 grams to 85,840 rupees for 10 grams in FY25. It almost doubled up. And in the same period, total gold loan value, it just ballooned from 33,000 crores to 2.08 lakh crores. That's massive. Why does a gold price surge mean more people taking gold loans? Here's why. Gold loans are dead simple. You pledge your jewelry or coins and you get instant cash. And the collateral is super liquid. The losses are tiny. And the loans, they're usually quick and small. Now the RBI, they set their loans here. There's something called the LTV, which we need to know. It's called the loan to value. Now, as of June this year in 2025, it's tired. Now you have loans up to 2.5 lakh rupees and they have 85% LTV. From 2.5 lakh to 5 lakhs, you have an 80% LTV. And above that 5 lakh rupee threshold, you have 75%. Bigger loan, lower percentage. Now, when gold prices climb, two magic tricks happen out here. You see, first, it's called the price effect. Each gram of gold suddenly unlocks more loan value. Same gold, higher loan amount. Case in point, we've got Muthoot's gold loan portfolio, and that grew 40% year on year and 10% quarter on quarter to about 10,238 crore rupees. And guess what? Physical gold tonnage went up only 0.5%. And that means that people pledged less gold but still got chunky loans thanks to higher prices. Secondly, we've got something called the volume effect. Now, rising prices, they tempt households to start unblocking their sleeping jewelry. And that means new accounts, new loans, and more tonnage. Your grandma's ancient necklace suddenly become a loan ticket. And historically, gold loan portfolios strongly correlate with gold prices. Now, both Muthoot and Manappuram used to move in step with these. But recently, Muthoot is running ahead of the pack. They're outperforming even gold's growth rates, and their edge versus their rivals has only grown. The other plus also is that gold loans are pretty stable. That's because lenders usually give you 75% to 85% of the gold's value. And that means there's a 25% cushion in the safety net. So even if the prices dip, the loans don't go bust. And when prices rise, it's like a double insulation for the lenders here. But here's a twist. Auction results, they are telling us a different tale. Now, Manappuram reported a surplus of 28.75 crore rupees in FY25 auctions. They recovered dues and even had extra to refund back. Muthoot, well, they saw deficits, 74.37 crores in FY25 and 51.5 crore rupees in FY24. And that meant auctions couldn't fully cover dues and they had to chase clients for the balance. All right. Let's get to the juicy part out here. The numbers, the financials. Muthoot Finance. Now, they are showing a picture of consistency. Sales growth 29% in June 2024 to almost 45% by June 2025. It's been the best showing all year. Manappuram, a bit of an opposite story. They started in June 2024 with 23% growth, and by March 2025, it was nearly zero. By June 2025, they dipped into the red at -9%. Now, when it comes to operating profits, Muthoot kept margins tidy at 72 to 74% and then pushed that to almost 78% by June 2025. Super efficient. Manappuram, the margins crashed from 66% early on to a scary 30% by March 2025. And they kind of clawed back to 44% later, but this was still way below par. Let's take a look at what their latest quarter looks like. Now, Manappuram had a rough time. Their revenue slipped 9% to 2,262 crore rupees. Financing profit crashed 78% to 174 crores. Net profit down 76% to 132 crore. Margins, well, they've shrunk to just 8%. Muthoot, stellar. Revenue up 44% to 6,450 crore rupees. Operating profit up 61% to 2,654 crores, and net profit jumped 65% to 1,974 crores. Their gold loan AUM hit a record 1.2 lakh crore. That is what a gold rush looks like, by the way. So why this big difference? Now, Manappuram gold loans are fine. It's their microfinance arm Ashirwad that's bleeding money and pulling everything down. In contrast, Muthoot's non-gold businesses, they are stable. Let's look ahead. Now, Muthoot Finance is aiming for a 15% AUM growth in FY26. They are betting big on core gold loans, also betting on digital tie-ups, personal loans, and microfinance expansion. Now, Manappuram, they are targeting a 15 to 20% AUM growth with gold loan growth over 20%. They're also cutting rates to match competitors, but they want to make up with bigger volumes and digital adoption. At a larger industry level, the story only gets shinier, by the way. The gold loan market, that's expected to grow 14.85% CAGR all the way till FY29. And with Indian households holding a staggering 27,000 tons, that's 14% of global gold, but loan penetration only at 5.6%, there is tons of untapped potential. India's gold mountain is barely mined. But for investors, gold loans aren't just about rising prices. They're also about building a structurally expanding market. Muthoot is showing consistency. Manappuram is realigning, and both have room to capture the scale that exists. If penetration grows, this space could be one of the most resilient wealth creators for years to come. Thank you for watching this edition of Bottom Line by Grow.